right, James, what have you been playing this week? Fortnite.
Well, I haven't had a lot of time to play anything lately. I did finally manage to have another session at PS4 Spider-Man, which I have already clocked enthusiastically, but it is such a good game. You might be able to tell that I quite like Spider-Man from how often I use him as an example during all of our talk about good characters.
But you did play a new thing.
But we did also play a new thing. We finally had the chance to play another one of our board games that we acquired during lockdown, and this was Western Legends.
It was so good.
Western Legends is a game that got kickstarted a year or so back, and it's already got a bunch of expansions which we were interested in looking for now. Basically, it's a giant sandbox set in the Wild West in which your character can do pretty much anything.
I just dug up gold and spent it in the casino.
My character, meanwhile, was a lawman who ran around looking for all the outlaws possible and bring them all to justice. But what else can you do? You can go to the saloon, you can go to the casino, you can go prospecting, you can go cattle ranching, you can try to do cattle rustling, you can hold up other characters, you can rob the bank. In an expansion, there's a train that you can stick up. All sorts of fun Wild Western tropes. Everything that you do earns you fame, and whichever character is the most famous at the end of the game becomes the Western legend. Very fun, especially if you like tropey spaghetti Western settings. What have you been playing recently, Claire?
So, for a while now, look, it takes me a while to finish video games now. I'm the mother of a 1-year-old, so I've been playing Final Fantasy 15 for a few months now, and I'm close enough to the end that I sort of feel like I'm comfortable enough to talk about it now.
Right. So I know you're a big fan of Final Fantasy. How have you found this one?
Look, maybe in the future we need to have a big old Final Fantasy episode, because
Your hot take on a game that's now how old?
Yeah, I know, right?
It takes us a while to catch up to things. One day I will give you my review of Baldur's Gate, a game from the 90s.
Ooh, cutting edge. Yeah, I'm quite far behind on the old Final Fantasy. And just when they're sort of like hypothetically talking about the next issue even. I enjoy the aesthetic of just 4 boys on a road trip. There are moments where I just sort of revel in the freedom of that aesthetic, but overall I'm not that impressed with the story.
What can you tell us about the story?
I find the love story pretty lacking. You don't really see the two lovebirds meeting up very much, so you never really get a feeling for the love story. Compare this to 8, 9 and 10 Final Fantasies. They have at the very least, there's others that have love stories front and center, but the ones that I know the best having love stories front and center are 8, 9 and 10, where you see the two, generally these are, male-female pairings. You see these people get to know each other over the course of an adventure, fighting against great difficulties, enemies and traumas and things. You see their relationship develop, you can see them having rifts and getting back together. Right. You root for them, whereas you don't know the chick in this relationship in Final Fantasy 15. You don't know her. You don't know what she's like.
Oh.
It's just a bit disappointing. She's just a sort of princessly character. I think she's called the Oracle.
Does she have a name, or is she just
Luna Freya? Yeah, it's just a bit of a letdown. Just in general, the story is a bit meh. Oh, okay, so, yeah, the love story is a bit meh. The other thing, in every Final Fantasy, there's, some world-ending thing about to happen, right? There's a meteor coming, or
end of the world is coming.
Someone's gaining a lot of power and they're going to take over the world sort of thing. In Final Fantasy 15, it's so not foregrounded that the end of the world sort of thing happening crept up on me, and it made me go because the game has a sort of 24-hour clock, right? So night and day do actually rise and fall. And one day I just sort of realized hang on, have the days gotten shorter? Does this game have seasons? And it wasn't until I advanced the story a little bit longer that people started talking about, like, oh yes, the dark is falling. And I was like, hang on, what? What is this dark that you speak of? What? Did I miss something? Like, what? What is this great dark? So apparently the whole thing about the days getting shorter is a plot point that I didn't get until it had already happened. It was so weird. So yeah, look, I think I enjoy it a little bit more than 13. 13 was extremely railroady in terms of gameplay. That was the major complaint that so many people had. But at least with Final Fantasy 13, I knew what the end of the world thing was. Yeah. I mean, that one also had an issue of like a love story you wouldn't really invested in.
This sort of sounds really like it's damned with faint praise, but...
Yeah. Basically, my feedback is I can't wait until I'm finished so I can get back to Persona, which I've already clocked, but I've been dying to play again. And I don't even know.
4.
I don't even know which Persona I'm going to do yet. I haven't, like, am I going to do Persona 4 or am I going to do Persona 5? I love them both.
Persona 5 Royal Edition.
I know, I've got Royal and I still haven't played it. You can see my enthusiasm has suddenly gone pew as soon as we started talking about Persona.
I still want you to play Knights of the Old Republic one of these days. I know it's got no chance against Persona, though.
Yeah. Anyway.
Keep gaming, Internet! And that's us for this podcast.